I'm Vijaya, and you've tuned in to the Immigration Hour with the NPZ Law Group, getting you up to date with timely insights and practical advice on matters of US and Canadian immigration. Talking to attorney Samantha Oberstein, counsel at NPZ Law. Welcome, Samantha. Good to have you
Hi,
on. Hi.
good to be here. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and I wanted to ask you a question about asylum. When you apply for it, can one include the family in that application for
Yeah,
asylum?
that's a really good question and one that we get often. And there's a lot of factors that have to go into making that decision. Um, Obviously, the first question I always ask are, who are these family members that you want to include? We can't include everybody, so we can't include your cousins and your aunts and your uncles and your siblings. But we can include certain family members. So we can include your spouse if it's a legal spouse. We can also include your children if they're under 21 and unmarried.
Mm-hmm.
That relationship has to exist at the time that you're filing. So for example, you can't file your application and then decide to go and get married.
Mm-hmm.
And what's great about asylum is that as long as your child is under 21 at the time that you file, they maintain that eligibility throughout the process, because I think we had discussed that asylum can take a very long time. So as long as they're under 21 at that point, they're protected for the duration of the process. Another question we want to know is where are your family members? So they all need to be in the United States at the time of filing. It's not important whether you guys all arrive together or separately, but everyone needs to be here at the time that you're filing your application. And a third question is anyone in removal proceedings? Is anyone in immigration court? Because that determines where we're able to file this application and if we can include everyone together or if they need to be done separately. We also look to whether anyone has a removal order or a deportation order for immigration court, because that definitely impacts your ability to file.
Mm-hmm.
And the last question I always ask is, what is everyone's current immigration status? Keep in mind that when you're filing for asylum, it's okay if you don't have any immigration status. But if you don't have status at the time that they're making that decision and the officer doesn't want to approve your case or isn't 100% convinced, then they will refer your case to immigration court. So it is something to keep in mind if you have certain family members that maybe don't have status and they're going to be included. Is that worth the risk in
Mm-hmm.
including them? There
Yeah.
are obviously benefits in including everyone in the same application. Obviously, it's all under one application. It's one filing. You get your decision together. And for example, if you have a husband and a wife, and the wife has a stronger asylum claim than the husband, then she becomes the principal applicant and the rest of the application. So that
Mm-hmm.
definitely comes in handy.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a lot of factors and things to keep in mind when we're talking about including family members in our asylum applications. And it does become a bit tricky and a bit complicated. So, we're obviously happy to help in assisting and analyzing and evaluating whether it's the right decision and whether they're eligible. And now with our South Florida office, we are ready and able to help and assist individuals, not just with asylum, but with all aspects of immigration law in the area. So we're happy to help with everything.
Oh, congratulations on the new office. That's
Thank
excellent.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Happy to know that. And thank you so much, Samantha, for shining the light on this. And folks, if you are in a bind on any aspect of US or Canadian immigration, you've been procrastinating getting things in order, the help is at hand through the NPZ Law Group. They're just a phone call away. Call them today at 201-670-0006 or simple